Hello, everyone. All right, not a random stream, more learning of Vim. I'm starting to actually like Vim. I must say, I used it here and there for little things. Not a lot, mostly for editing configuration, because I actually switched to NeoVim. So this is gonna be different. Uh, in a way that no more VS Code. This way we have the full NeoVim, and I'm actually astounded how good it is. Just having everything on your keyboard actually makes a difference. So no more Writer, no more Visual Studio, no more VS Code. I want everything in NeoVim. So that's a twist for me. So we have two things to do. One is I would like to continue working on serialdb.nem, but at the same time, I need to continue the tutorial that we had inside VS Code. So something tells me we'll be doing various things. So let's kick off with quick warm up. I should have something here. I might have practiced a little bit more, but biology around, prevent, behave, keys, native people, body, letter, round. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna do a quick warm up of just the keyboard so that we have some kind of, I warm up my fingers. I need to keep practicing touch tapping because it's becoming more and more important. And I know that in this set of courses that stop even loading, oh, there we go. Those sets of courses, they basically soon I will get to the point where I'm learning the symbols, and that's when exercises actually start becoming useful because with you need to be able to reach everywhere, and I don't have like glove 80 to reach everyone easily. I have normal keyboard. Okay, our muscles have an amazing way of letting our bodies do difficult things without even thinking about it. It is called, hard to speak and talk and type. Yeah, that was horrible. I can see points only 3200. So I'll need to go slower because what helps in touch typing is actually going in a specific rhythm, a little bit slower rhythm, specific tempo, and you can actually learn a little bit more. And that rhythm kind of gives your brain, I know, enough time to catch up on the parts that will be more difficult and gives you a break on parts that are easy. So let me just do that. I'll try to get the full points here because, because of the mistakes, the accuracy was only down to 95. And because of all those corrections and me talking while I'm typing, suddenly makes it slower altogether. So let's try to retry. Let's try again. Okay, that was a little bit better. And we got the max points. Cool. Let's do one more lesson, and we're gonna switch to VS Code to read through the tutorial because I want to learn more about Vim. I want to get to multi-cursor stuff. And then we're gonna practice it, but we're gonna copy and paste the whole text to NeoVim so I can practice there and see what happens. Okay, so next. What on earth is that? Ulaanbaatar. Ulaanbaatar. Wow. Huh. Mongolia being the least populated country on Earth. That's surprising. What did I just press? Okay, good. We got this one. We should be good to continue on. My hands are warmed up. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna open up VS Code and let's see what happens. Okay, I was doing some testing, as you can see. Okay. So do I have the Vim enabled? I do not. Let's enable it because I don't know if Learn Vim requires that. Great, so we go to Learn Vim. And what happened? We finished at the copying and pasting, right? All the yanking, like a word, a sentence, or everything within a bracket and whatnot. The CC to yank the whole line and, replace it and whatnot. And then we got the pasting. Oh, I forgot about this GP and G capital P to put the cursor after the paste selection. I don't know how those things differ depending on plugins you have enabled in your NeoVim, so that's something. And things like duplicate a line, item, why capital P, whatever item is. Cutting stuff in Vim, yes, we went through that. And multi-copying and cutting with registers, yes, we learned a little bit about that. And an insert mode, you just do Control R and do something with that. So that's good too. Okay, cool. So let's go to command line mode and start learning about that. Let's see what that's about. Okay, Control VS Code with command line mode. Yeah, I'm interested about the most about surrounding right now. Whatever is in moving faster, multiple cursor. Yep. And interesting, enhanced file explorer. I wonder if that's actually here in VS Code because that's something I couldn't figure out how to open in VS Code. And it can come out of NeoVim, which could be interesting now that I actually ran NeoVim. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. So control code with command line mode. Command line mode is yet another mode in Vim. Its defining feature is the ability to run EX commands. Commands that start with the colon. Oh yeah, that's useful. And search patterns, which start with slash and question mark. We already discussed searching in earlier chapters, so we'll focus on the X commands in this one. So the X commands are very useful and diverse. Some let you configure Vim, for example, the color scheme. Other allow you to perform system-wide operations, like creating a new file with edit. Some others, other ones, allow you to access external shell commands. Oh, colon exclamation mark. That's interesting. All right. Yet others let you quickly edit multiple lines within a document with the wave of a hand, like delete. Oh, is that like a separate mode or is it just like pressing D? Huh. So why are they called X commands? X, such a strange name, isn't it? They are called X commands because part of Vim's command line mode is based on even more ancient line editor called X, also written by V's creator Bill Joy. Huh, okay. So I guess he didn't just write one, he wrote multiple editors. Cool. VS Code Vim has support for only a very limited number of X commands, but they can be greatly enhanced by integrating VS Code Vim with NeoVim. This chapter will introduce command line mode, and we will leave NeoVim for towards the end of the book when you've become a more seasoned Vim practitioner. Let's dive in. Okay, typing an X command. A common X command is edit. It lets you open or create a file by typing :edit and then relative path to the file. Okay, notice the colon before this command? Unlike normal mode commands, EX commands all start with a colon. It is typing this colon what triggers command line mode and sets you up to enter a command. So am I in some kind of something? Looks like I'm in here, so I should be able to open readme MD. I just want to try it. So I go here, I'm in normal mode, I type in colon, and you can see it changed here, and down here I also have, the marker that I'm typing. So we're gonna do edit, the relative path will be readme.md. Enter. There we go. It created a new file, readme.md. Okay. Huh. /. Wait a moment. Colon. Edit. /. readme.md. Huh. How interesting. It's working differently. Okay. Oh, whatever. Sure. When you type a colon command, the command will be displayed in the lower left part of the screen on the VS Code status bar. Let's try it. So we did that. You should see how, as you type colon and the name of the command, a cursor and letters materialize at the bottom of the screen inside the status bar. Yeah, all the way here. So we already noticed that. Come on, let's just open this up as a side thing so that we can start typing in. So colon, edit, space, hello there.js, enter, and I created a new file, hello there.js. It has a name already, even though it's not saved. Oh no, it's the repose quick cards hello there. Wait, it created it here? No. Control S. Oh, now it showed up. And we kind of made a readme here as well. Huh. So this one existed here, this one existed here as well. Okay, I guess it was failing to open, so that might be a limitation of VS Code, that it kind of gets confused. Okay, we're able to create a file. Cool. All right. When you finish typing the command and press enter, a new file, hello.js, will be created, and VS Code will open it so that you can start coding. So it'll be a new file. If the file name that you specify belongs to an existing file, then you'll just open that file. All right. So edit and relative paths. When using the edit command, VS Code Vim is configured to use relative paths in relation to the currently opened file. Oh, the currently open file. So when I was adding it, I had opened the file that was like this like exercises for this plugin. So I guess I was making it somewhere else. So if I would make, let's say, go to bond.logdb, or even better, somewhere in here, layouts, right? I'm in layouts. So if I'm gonna, let's say, make like an auth layout, so let's do colon edit auth layout dot view, enter, and I save it, and there we go. It's right here. So in theory, if I close the default, I can do edit default dot view, and it opened it up. Okay, so that works. It's just the little detail that It's relative to the currently open file. It doesn't support tab completion, so it's mostly useful to create new files that are co-located or live near the current file that you're working on. Still useful, right? To quickly create a file. As usual, Vim always tries to save your work, and this is not different in command line mode. Every X command has a shorthand version that allows you to trigger a command with just a few letters. Not every single one, as far as I know. Every single one can have it, but not all of them have it. For instance, the shorthand version of edit is just colon E. Oh, that's what you mean. Well, that's what I mean, just E. Okay. Try the shorthand with our previous example and you'll see how you get the same results. So hello there, so I could just open readme, right? So colon E readme.md, and there we go. We've got the readme. Awesome. So saving and closing files. So that's the one, like that should be the first lesson. A couple of nifty X commands let you save and close files quite rapidly. Use write, shorthand is W to save a file, and use quit shorthand Q to close the file. Exactly. So we're gonna edit hello there JS, right? We're gonna add like const content will be just hello there, right? I do colon W, enter, and you can see that the little circle went away, so we just saved. Awesome. And the other one was quit, so let's say let me just do maybe something else. We're gonna do E whatever, some gibberish, right? And I just do colon Q, enter, and no write since last change, add exclamation to override. So that's what we are seeing here. If you want to, likewise quit will close a file, but so for instance, write will save a file, but will fail if the file hasn't changed or if it's read-only. Likewise, quit will close a file, but will fail if the file has unsaved changes. We have unsaved changes here. If you want to ignore any complaints and perform an action at all costs, you can combine the previous commands with an exclamation mark. You can think of the exclamation mark as a way to force a command, and thus, for write with exclamation mark to save the file, even if it's been saved already, or if it's read only. I don't know how that's gonna work unless it has permissions. And just quit exclamation mark shorthand to close the file without saving. So let's just do that. Colon Q exclamation mark, and I'm not focused. Sorry. Colon Q exclamation mark, enter, and it just closed the file. Perfect. Okay, that's simple. You can combine these commands to perform multiple actions, like WQ to save and close a file. All right. To apply them to all the open files at once. Okay, so wall as in W all. Shorthand for it will be WA. So it's basically write all to save all files, QA to close all files, WQA to write and then save, and then quit all files, or QA exclamation mark to close all files without saving. So this is something, like when you open a project, you mess around, blah, 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 but you don't want to save anything, you just want to close it, you just QA exclamation mark, and that's it. And fun fact, if you will use, for example, Obsidian for note taking, you can enable navigation and shortcuts, but you'll be asked a question: how do you quit everything in Vim? So only then you'll be able to enable it in Obsidian. So you actually need to type that in. So that's a fun little fact. I like that, they added that thing. And Joe Schultz says, hello to you too. How are you doing? All right, deleting multiple lines at once. In an earlier chapter, you learned that Vim has a bunch of operators that allow you to perform changes in text, like leave to delete, C to change, and Y to yang, etc. Vim also provides a series of X commands that perform equivalent actions to the normal mode operators, but with a different use case in mind, operating on multiple lines at once. Okay. These text editing X commands take the following shape. Okay, so we have, we start our X command, we provide range, then the command, and then the options. And Joe Schultz says, not bad. That's good to hear. And Ash says, indeed, enabled Vim for Obsidian myself. That's awesome. And Joe Schultz says, just got back from a data science meetup. Microwave supper. Learning Vim, nice. Oh, data science meetup. I would probably know nothing about what the hell's going on there. But interesting topic, that's for sure. Enjoy your meal. All right. So the range defines a range of lines to which to apply the command, and options vary depending on the command itself. For instance, in the case of delete, we have, range, D as in for delete, and then we have a space and a register. Oh, so to which register we basically putting the deleted content. So you could put underscore to just delete it and not put it in any register. So the register represents the register in which to cut whatever it is we delete. So for example, we can delete from line 10 to 12 and put them in the 8 register. Okay, lines 10, 11, 12, and put them inside the 8 register. As you can appreciate above, ranges are generally defined by their extremes, an initial line and ending line. These extremes can, in turn, be expressed in different ways. Oh, really? Using numbers to delete lines 10, 11, 12. Using offsets. Oh, that's really nice. To delete lines 10, 11, 12. And using the current line represented by period. For example, from current line to next, delete. All right. And using the percentage to represent the whole file. Okay. All right. Now we're talking. Because often you want to target the whole file, right? So if I would switch here, let's just wait, and Vim. Why can't I open Vim suddenly? So I'm gonna just switch to NeoVim quickly, and let's go to some longer file. Okay, I would have it probably. Wait, I would have it in tests. We can go to some tests like the overall encoding. Okay. So we've got a larger file here. For that is a lot of lines, right? If I'll go to the end, we have 300 lines of code. So in theory, I could easily just go and say that I want to delete from line, whatever it is, 246, next 20 lines, right? So I'm gonna do colon. I'm gonna where I am right now, comma, and what was it? Plus. Okay. Plus, I know, 20 lines. Delete. And put them in register, I don't know. G for garbage, right? Enter. Okay. We have 21 fewer lines. So I can probably go to, what was it? SR for registers. I don't remember how to get them. I think that was another command. REG. There we go. So we can see that, what the hell? Probably a bunch of trash here. So seriously, I need to click here. So we can see that we basically have beyond bunch of stuff. G, where's G for garbage? There we go. Here's our value, right? So that's awesome. Very, very, very awesome. So I kind of like the command, but how would that be different from me going here, just doing Shift V to go into the line selection mode, line visual line mode, and then doing just, that 20J, select those 20 lines, and just doing colon H, and D for delete, right? If I'm gonna go to registers, now in here I have my code too. So, I guess this would be a little bit easier because I can specify the register a little bit easier. Just say from here to here, I have a little bit more time to think. While visual mode, it's kind of easier to see what I'm doing. Huh, interesting. But at least we know there's an option, right? And we know that for delete, it's the register, huh? All right. So what else? What other options do we have using the current represent mode? So we have the percentage to represent the whole file. Okay, so that's nice. So we do colon percentage D for delete and just void it with underscore. Bam. Perfect. How would I do it differently? Was it G? How the hell? I was doing something like that today. Oh, I was doing space VAG, and then I can press delete, and I delete it as well. Okay. All right. There are multiple things, especially if we have some plugins. So using 0 to represent the beginning of the file. Okay, line 0, obviously. Using to represent the end of file, so I can say from where I am to the end. Okay. Cool. If you use visual mode to make a text selection and type colon, your command line area will be pre-populated with the following gobbledygook. Oh, which is a special range that represents the current visual text selection. Okay, so we have from to and then delete. Okay, so there's some compatibility between the two. That's cool. So I use X commands instead of the normal mode commands we learned in previous chapters. X commands are useful because they allow you to apply a command over a range of lines without needing to move the cursor. Oh yeah, that's true, because in visual mode you would need to start moving and do stuff. Here you kind of can, cursor stays where you can just specify directly. Okay. Without moving the cursor to the location. Whenever you need to apply a change over multiple lines, consider using X commands. Okay, it may be a faster approach than normal mode. Other useful commands, command alternatives to normal mode commands are yank, put. So yank will be, copy, put will be paste, copy, and move. But they're not supporting VS Code Vim unless you enable the integration with NeoVim. It's interesting because this should be yank something. And how does it differ from copy? I guess copy would do yank and paste. What the hell? And put is something else. Move. They all sound the same. Interesting. That's something worth, worth exploring at some point. It doesn't. Isn't there like some kind of manual where you do colon H yank? Okay, we've got some stuff here as the motion for yank motion. And we have a bunch of things for yank. Oh, yank ranged lines into register X. So this is just like we had the D command. And then at the end, optional count, the yank count lines starting with the last line number in a range. Okay, so we've got some commands here, but what if I'm gonna do the same help for copy? Range copy, CO. Copy the lines given by range to below the line given by address. Oh, I see. So we could basically make a selection and copy it to some other specific line. I guess that's what the address is. Huh. And then we have move, so move the line. So we'll basically cut them and paste them. Okay. And what is the put then? H put. Now we have yank. We have the line put. Put the text from register X. After line. Okay, so we provided line, put, and which register. So it's basically paste. Paste the register into that spot. Okay, I see. I can see this could be very useful for things like macros, where you can define some kind of macro that puts, I don't know, lines around, and then you could have it recorded, I presume, and therefore end up having something really nice. Interesting, interesting. Okay, cool. So repeating X commands. Just like you can repeat normal mode commands with the dot operator, X commands also have a repeater command. Type @:. Oh, I see. And you will repeat the last X command. From then on, you can repeat it again with @@. Oh, so colon is basically whatever you're going to type in as a command. And then ABCD is putting whatever contents of your register as if that was the command. Oh, that is fun. Okay, substituting text. Another useful command is substitute. It allows you to substitute arbitrary bits of text for others of your choosing. The shape of this command is, so we have range s/pattern/ substitute and flags. Oof, that's something that I probably initially won't enjoy using, because when I see, okay, I need to specify a pattern and do, I know I have some kind of weird aversion to find and replace. Like I'm usually trying to do something to not to use it. But sometimes, you have large amounts. So that's interesting. So the range defines the range in which we'll apply the substitution. Okay, so we could basically put in, what was it, %sign for the whole file, right? Then we've got pattern. Is a search pattern that describes the text we want to change. Like /pattern, it supports regular expressions. Okay. So if you know something about regular expressions, you could do something here. Okay, and substitute is the text we want to substitute. And flags let us set options that configure the substitution. For example, we want lead to gold. I mean, it's missing A. But yeah, transmutes the first occurrence of LED in the current line into gold. All right. If we want to change all occurrences in the current line, okay, so this is 1 per line. Oh, 1 per line. Okay, interesting. Well, if we add G at the end, it's gonna substitute every occurrence in the line. All right. And if we want to change all occurrences in the whole file, we just need to specify the entire file as a range. Exactly. Bam. Just like that. So as an example, everywhere, let's say I finally decided to, get rid of this triple percent thing operator because it's just totally ugly. Maybe I want to replace it with something else, right? So I could do colon % for the entire file. Wait, that was /substitute? No, S for substitute /. And we want to get the %. Oh, we get nice highlighting. Look at that. This is fun. And we're gonna substitute with some new operator. I know this like that, right? I like the preview. And I don't think we have any possibility of having multiple per line, but in case we have, we just do /G. There we go, enter. We just replaced 77 substitutions on 60 lines. So that means we had some situations where we had multiple, like here, here, and here, right? 1, 2, 3 in a line. Okay, great. And just one U to undo. Bam, done. Lovely. Okay, I see this being useful, especially that we can do those regular expressions. That means I would need to have a whole another learning series about regular expressions and trying them in practice. But, if you pick up some simple thing here and there, make sure there are two numbers here with this ending and whatnot. It could be useful. Okay. All right. So in addition to the G flag, we can use I for case insensitive searches. Okay, so they are case sensitive by default. And C to confirm each and every substitution. Oh, this is nice. So if I would do colon, and I can believe I can just press arrow up to go to the previous one. Let's add the C at the end. So we have two flags. That should ask me for every substitution. Enter. And we have this one. Replace this particular example. So we have yes, no, all. Q to quit. L is who the hell knows what. And Control E and Control Y, whatever these are. So I just say yes. Oh, I just press Y and Y. This one, maybe I'll say no. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Oh, this is nice. So I just want to get to that point. Like here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in one line. So let's say the first two will be yes, this one will be no, and this one will be yes. So yes, yes, no, yes. Oh, this is actually pretty powerful. I like that because, how many times did you basically have a code where you have, especially in something that's not like super type safe or whatnot, and you have basically the same variable name multiple times, but because of reasons, and this function maybe it means something else, and the other function means something else. So if you would just do normal find everything and replace, you're like, oh no, my code doesn't work now because something happened. Here you have actually a chance to just press yes, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. Just like that, one key press, and quickly decide on them. This is awesome. And I guess Q will be quit the whole thing. It quit, but it still applied wherever accessed. I said yes. Okay, so undo will just undo them all. Oh no, undo this one by one. Woo! It's good where you can just hold U and it will just keep repeating undo. Interesting. Okay, but nonetheless, it's awesome. The fact that we can use regular expressions with the S command opens the door to a lot of creative use cases, especially if you combine it with macros. That's even more interesting. So this is pretty powerful. All right, if you get comfortable with the tool, of course. For instance, we could change the indentation level of all titles in a markdown file by using the following S command. So we want to substitute, and we say, I don't remember what the thing meant, but let's see. So for the whole file, substitute any. So the hash at the beginning of the line. For example, a header in Markdown. Oh, so basically any number of those hashes. That's what it is. The beginning of the line, because the card thing, I believe, is the card. And then at the end, we need to have the empty character. Okay, because the Markdown title is few of those little hash symbols and then a space, right? So let's say that do I have like, let's go to readme. So look at that. I have few of those here. Like I have a single one here. I have a double one. Do I have a triple one somewhere here? It doesn't seem like, but let's say I want to select them all. So it'll be colon % for all, substitute, and then we're gonna say that we want to have that caret. So bam, hash, and it matches just a single one. Interesting. And then we do the double slash. That does not look like what the result they were providing. Interesting. I wonder if it has something to do with VS Code working differently. Do we have some of those here? Yeah, so let's try it here. Colon. We do percent s slash. We do caret. And now it's selected all the beginnings. Okay, I see. Then hash. Target all of them. Slash slash. I mean to an empty character. But I removed just a single one. So these will be only normal headings. Can I edit it? Can I add another hash? Yeah. Okay, so in here I could target double hashes or single. So, you know, which indentation. But can I do like a star of the hash? Gosh, I really don't know how those work, those regular expressions. Star and space. And that should replace them all, right? Looks like. So that would mean that where the first character is the hash symbol, and then we have any other number of characters, and then we have a space. And then we have a letter, which is, I don't remember how to define the letter. Something like slash D would be for digit. So I know C for character? Maybe? I don't know, possibly. And I would just press enter and we had 35 substitutions. Okay, cool. So this is pretty powerful indeed. But let's not dwell on that because it's regular expressions. It's not fun, at least for me. So I find that oftentimes when I make a substitution, I want to change all the occurrences of a pattern. If you have the same habit, then you may want to enable the Vim substitute global flag option in your VS Code Vim preferences. This will enable the G flag for all substitutions and save you some typing. Yeah, because you don't need to repeat the G. When this option is activated, the G flag changes its meaning to the opposite of what it is. So from then on, adding it to the S command will mean that only the first occurrence in a line will be substituted. Okay, makes sense. Cool beans. So yeah, we just learned a little bit. I like the substitute, and we have like introduction to those commands. And we didn't get any exercises with this one. Let me just close it and reopen it. Learn Vim, okay? And there we go. So let's move on to splits and tabs, because this is gonna start getting actually useful, like workflow wise. Because those splits, tabs, and buffers and whatever, that's it. It's less intuitive than in normal editor, at least when you're used to normal, like, you know, VS Code editors, we have tabs and you have files, right? And that's pretty much it. And panes or whatever you call them. So a great feature in Vim is its great support for splits and tabs. Creating, resizing, rearranging, and moving between splits and tabs is incredibly easy and fast in Vim. VS Code Vim offers an okay support for this Vim feature. That although not as good as Vim's, it is still useful. Yeah, because in VS Code, you have your files, right? Whatever you have here as the, as a little tab, like I'm gonna go here, open this file, and then I'm gonna open this file. I have two separate little tabs, okay? So there are tabs, and then I have this tab. And that we have two panes, one which has this one tab, and this pane here has those two, right? And we can move them around, we can split them further and whatnot. But that's pretty much all you have. You have basically those tabs which represent open files, and you have basically multiple panes. And Vim, like an actual Vim, I actually watched a tutorial today, these look like tabs, right? But they're not entirely tabs. They are they're representing open files, open buffers, let's say, which is basically the files that are open and loaded. So if I will go space and B for buffer, I could just go to the next buffer, right? something. Not even that. What was it? Keep forgetting those commands. I don't have a lot of things, but you know, I could just go comma to switch the buffer to a different one. And you can see that I have two buffers selected here, readme and that. So I can switch between them just like that, you know, or probably space and backtick between them. While windows are actually panes, so I could split it. I could just do this and I have them like this, but you can see that, you know, first of all, you can see the cursor going to two of the same spots on both left and right. And I presume if I'm going to start typing something here, it shows on both, right? Because it is literally showing the same file, the same in-memory buffer that's readme. And I can go to the left one. I can change that this one displays different one, while this one displays the other one. And that's that. So those left and right, these are windows that can display the buffers, which are, again, files loaded into memory. And then the concept of a tab is something a little bit more hidden. It's basically like a whole layout of those separate windows. So if I'm gonna do space tab and tab, I just open a new tab, okay? It looks like as if I added this little thing, but I can just close this thing. And I look at that, I have one pane, right? But I still have two tabs. So if I'm gonna do space tab and go, for example, to the previous tab, I have the split view. I go to the other tab, I have this view, and I could just do, I don't know, was it underscore or something? Yeah, I could do that. I could open a different window here and whatnot and have those three completely different things happening. But that doesn't change which buffers are open. They're all available still, because while here on the right, we have basically kind of, we can think of them as desktop, different desktops or workspaces that you can switch around. So, you know, in here, maybe I would want to have this tool open, right? I can switch between those two, and I actually created a third one by accident somehow. I guess the open terminal is a third one, huh? Go figure. I quit, and they're still there, or whatever. And I don't know what an X even is, but yeah, that's basically what it is. You can just do a bunch of weird stuff. Okay, so let's do space tab. Come on, space tab. D for close tab. And then D close tab, please. Okay, we're gonna close this one as well, and we have the last one, just this one with a bunch of stuff. So, no. Okay. Let's focus on VS Code, okay? So splits are awesome. They allow you to divide your workspace into vertical and horizontal splits. So use the SP, relative path to file command, to open a file in a horizontal split. And then we have VSP as in vertical split, command to open a file in a vertical split. So let's say we want the vertical split, I guess. And we are in index.view, so we close this one. So we're gonna do VSP space about.view. Enter. And there we go. Okay, so vertical is, the line is vertical. So I would want to probably do SP about.view. Okay, there we go. We open that up. Alternatively, instead of these X commands, you can just use the Control WS and Control WV. Okay, Control W is for window, right? And then split. So we do Control W and capital S. And that didn't work. Huh. Shift W? That did not work. Control Shift W, I guess, just quits the whole thing. Great. That's one shortcut I didn't know about VS Code. Okay. Um, Interesting. So the Control W and then S doesn't work. Control W, S. Oh, look at that. So this is lowercase s. It's just typed in wrongly. So this is lowercase f and lowercase v, huh? Yeah, and we just do Control W and V, and we have another split here. And you can see that it copies the window. I mean, the same file is being opened in those multiple windows. Okay, cool. So using either of these commands will open a split to the same file that you're currently editing. So after creating this split, you'll need to type Command P on Mac or Control P on Windows to open a new file in that split. Sorry, but Control P does not work. That's the thing that was really making me mad. Okay. So we went through that, split, vertical split, and whatnot. You can move between splits using the Control W and the movement keys, the H, J, K, L. So I can just do Control W, J. Or let's do Control W, S for split, and then I can do Control W, K to go up, and Control W, J to go down. If I would split them even more, like Control W, V, I'll go up, Control W, K, Control W, V to have another split. I can just move around them just like I would do around the code. So you can quickly just move around, which is fun. Okay, cool. Are currently on a vertical split and want to move to the one on the right. Type Ctrl W, then L, the motion you typically use to move the cursor to the right. Makes sense, doesn't it? This key combination works even when jumping from a code window to the File Explorer on an integrated terminal. Sweet. Okay, so I want to see if the same shortcut works here. I'm here. Control W. Ah, look at that. And I can just go, right? HJKL. But do we have close all? Because Control W is for window, right? We have two windows right now. And we have all the things like split, the vertical, switch windows, W. Oh yeah. Control W, W, and we can just switch around. Oh, because we have a third one here. So Control W, K will move me up. This will move me here, and I can just get back here. Okay, cool. And swap current with next. What is next? I guess with the last one. Curve next, increase height. Ooh. This, not this. So whatever I just did, it was removing for a while, but great, good. There's a lot of shortcuts for everything. The tabs in Visual Studio Code, you can open several tabs within a split. In order to do so, you can use Tab New File to open a file in that tab, Tab N, and Tab Next. To go to the next tab, Tab P, to go to previous tab, and Tab O, Tab Only, to close all other tabs. Oh yeah. So I guess it would work here as well, right? Control W, and O will be close all other windows. So I just do O, and all those two splits on the right just went away. Cool. There are some additional X commands to work with tabs, but these ones are definitely the most useful ones. Yep. Still lots of typing, I know. The default commands for operating and moving around split and tabs are slightly verbose and uncomfortable. In later chapters, you'll learn how you can customize them to use splits and tabs more effectively. Yep. Great. So let's keep moving on because I don't think we got any examples here either. So let me just rerun the whole thing. Learn Vim. Okay, we got this thing here. Also, it was basically about opening the tabs and that's it. All right, so no interesting thing here. So let's go further. Surrounding things with Vim Surround. Okay, this is where things get fun. VS Code Vim comes with a bunch of useful Vim plugins built in. One of them is Vim Surround, which is enabled by default and extends Vim's secret language with a new operator, surround, or S. Using the surround operator, we can operate on the surroundings, quotes, parentheses, braces, tags, etc. of swaths of text, much in the same way of how we use other operators within Vim. The surround operator itself can be seen as three separate operators: ds to delete the surroundings, cs to change the surroundings, and ys to add surroundings. Ys is to add? What? And so, like an operator in Vim, you would use them like this: ds, count, and motion. For example, ds apostrophe to delete the surrounding, apostrophe single quotes. There's nothing in here for an example, so let's just go to, I don't know, something larger maybe. What the hell? This is private files. I'm not going to be touching those, but this one maybe, right? We're here, and I want to remove those single quotes. Delete S. I plug ds. Interesting. For plugin and a single quote. ds quote. Okay, there we go. ds, the thingy. I just removed the curly brackets so I can undo that. Okay, that works. Huh. Does it work here? Let's say I'm here. I want to D. And do I have a plugin S? No, I have Flash here. I see. So I don't have that specific plugin here. Interesting. I'll need to check that out because that would be a super cool functionality that I'm missing here. Start of line, previous word, blah, blah, blah. Nothing crazy here. Tree sitter search, no thank you. End of line, matching stuff, search forward, previous line, around. I know that around is not what I want. And then we have bracket as more key maps. What? No, that's not it. Huh. I can do lazy extras. And do I have some like surround here? Because I have enabled plugins. And I don't have surround here. Languages. Mini surround. There is something like that. Let's enable that. Okay. Cool. Let's do QA exclamation mark. Just quit and not save anything. And let's reopen. Okay, installed. Cool. So let's just open a file. What was it? Tests, right? We can just go to this one. And if I'm gonna do space, D for delete. And I don't think this is gonna show up here. Just really curious if I could find here. I mean, it looks like there's more, right? Previous FT, part of line, previous empty line. We don't care about those. And we have scrolls. What? It was showing as a scroll bar. That was so weird. D. Huh. Very interesting that it doesn't show up here as an option because I have another plugin, which is Flash. So that might be the problem. I don't have it here. G. Common previous word hunk. Matching operator. Backwards. Yeah. Undo. Space. Sometimes they show up here, but I will need to definitely look that up. Code. Transaction. No, not here. Interesting. That's something I'll need to look up. But this is pretty awesome. Like I want to D S and can I just do the bracket? No, that didn't work. Okay, but that's something. CS quote and that one to change the surrounding for this one. Oh, I can do that? I can just do, oh, because I do C for change, S surrounding, single quote, and I do normal quote. Enter. No, that didn't work for some reason. Let's try again. C, S, single quote, double quote. No, that didn't work. Does this still work? Come on. DS single quote. So DS works. IS single quote? No. Yeah, because interesting. The CS doesn't work. Interesting. And YS APTLI. Surround paragraph with the LI tag. What? Surround a paragraph. So I'm going here. This whole thing should be a paragraph. So I'm here. So I'm gonna do Y to yank, surrounding, A for outer. What? Yank, S, A. Now. Those shortcuts are different. It might be disabled somewhere. Very interesting. But that would be a cool thing. Maybe something changed since the article was written. Huh. Remember that you can always use the dot command to repeat the last change. Once you surround several pieces of text with a line element, you can type this thing the first time and then just press a period on subsequent ones, and you could repeat it with a macro or with a search or something. You can also use Vim Surround by selecting a bit of text in visual mode and then using the S, desired character. This will surround your text selection with the desired character. Try it out. So we just do V, and let's say we want this area, right? And then we do S and a character. No, S and a character. Huh. Again, doesn't work. Interesting. But, oh well. With something like that, I mean, I have ways to just select the whole thing. So, for example, the thing that I like using in NeoVim, what was the plugin? Where I can basically say that I want to, let's say, edit. Let's say that I have some kind of new line on under here, right? And I have let some value is blah, 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 right? Something like this. And I just have this thing. And I'm maybe somewhere here. So I forgot to put the bracket around that. How could I do that? Can shift space work and select the whole thing? Yeah. If you control space, that uses tree sitter to select that, and then I could basically press C to change it, put the quote, exit, and P to paste it back in here, because C copies it. So in theory, it's something similar. Or I need to surround this whole thing with the bracket, like maybe this whole test. I do Shift S, G to select the whole thing, and I will just do C to change. Blah. Oh, but that won't make the closing bracket, right? And blah. So there are better ways for that, for sure. And I just go to this one or this one and you just paste here. Yeah, something of this sort. It's still a little bit wonky for me. Yeah, and there's our closing bracket. That's something to figure out. But this functionality will be really nice to just delete the outer thing and replace it quickly, because this sounds like something that could be used so much. Okay, so let's move on to the next one so that we're not dwelling on the thing that doesn't work here for some reason. Huh. Okay, we're going back here. So we did surrounding, custom mapping. I will most ignore this one. So elevating your workflow with custom mappings. One of the greatest features in Vim is its customizability. A simple way to get started customizing Vim, and one that will have the greatest effect in your daily coding, is creating custom mappings. A mapping in Vim is the equivalent to a shortcut in other editors, but with a strong focus on melodies of keys that are so natural in Vim. So why custom mappings? Custom mappings are useful for two reasons. They let you customize Vim and adapt it to the way you work by creating custom mappings for things that you use often. They let you prioritize Vim functionality by bringing it nearer to your fingertips. Using custom mappings, you can create a hierarchy of commands where the most useful ones can be reached from the commodity of your home row, and the less useful ones can be reached through comfortable yet more lengthy key combinations. So the thing about it is that, personally, my current opinion is to keep it to what is originally, start getting accustomed to it to see how you work for what you're reaching out often and where your pain points are at the point where you start getting proficient, so that when you make the change, you're already familiar with the tool and therefore have a better idea of what to change it to. So creating custom mappings. You can create custom mapping in Visual Studio Code preferences. Yeah, open the command palette and preferences and type Vim. Okay. And you'll filter, and you'll filter your Visual Studio Code preferences to display only the VS Code Vim related ones. Yeah. Okay. So basically, no more normal mode key bindings, non-recursive for normal mode, visual, and insert. Okay. So, the basic stuff. Having different mappings for different modes makes sense because each mode is a clean slate where you can redefine mappings to perform tasks specific to that mode. That allows you to reuse keyboard real estate in each mode and have powerful functionality near your fingertips. Note that these settings can only be changed via the JSON version of the settings. Yep. Added in JSON. So an example will be Vim insert mode key bindings non-recursive. We can say before and after. Oh, wait, what? Before J, after escape. Custom mapping normally takes to the following shape, where before is the sequence of commands that you type, and after is what previous commands map to and what gets executed when you type them. Okay, so this is basically for insert mode key bindings no recursive. So this is basically, instead of, if I'm in edit mode, I want to exit it. Normally I do Control C or Control the little square brackets. Well, I could configure it so that when I type JK, it just exits. So an example above, whenever we type the sequence JK in insert mode, it will be the equivalent of typing escape, and therefore it will bring us back to normal mode. This is a great custom mapping that makes a very common task seamless, since both J and K are in the home row and just underneath your right hand. Add this mapping to your configuration and you'll see that it takes effect as soon as you save the settings. So let's try that. Control Shift P settings. What was it? Control comma or something? Yeah. Control comma, we'll go to search for Vim, and we have the bindings, edit settings in JSON. So we have Vim command line mode key bindings. We want to get the Vim insert mode. So we're gonna go here and just do insert mode key bindings non-recursive. Okay, and we're just gonna do till S and delete. There we go. And we can just go in and say that we have a new mapping. Before was the J and K. Oops. And after will be D. And this is the square brackets, ESC. Square brackets allow us to escape some stuff. Okay, that's great. And we're just gonna append a comma here for consistency. Although there should be no comma here at least. Oh, wait. I think we're good. Let's save it. So I can go I, press J, K, and I'm gone. Okay. What if I want to append something J, A? Oh. So when I press J, it just doesn't insert it. Oh, I can wait. Wait for a second, and it's gonna show up. JK, and it exits. So I guess JK doesn't show up a lot in English language. Yeah, because the other option will be like, oh, just kidding, right? So JK, and it just exits. I actually really like it. I might consider enabling that in Vim as well, because that's kind of fun. Okay. I'm liking it. Sure. I'll take it. Okay. So add this mapping to our configuration, and you'll see it takes effect as soon as you save the settings. Now try to go to insert mode and type in JK in rapid succession. IJK, IJK, IJK. Excuse me. It should flow smoothly like a peaceful stream or like a warm butter over a toast. Guidelines for creating custom mappings. The ability to create custom mappings give you a lot of freedom and flexibility to define how you interact with Visual Studio Code. But because there's nothing stopping you from doing whatever you like, you may end up shooting yourself in the foot. Here are some rules to guide you when creating your very own custom mappings and save those precious toes of yours. Toes? What? I'm typing with my feet? Guess it's supposed to be fingers. Excuse me, some water. Okay, so in general, use the leader key to define your custom mappings. The leader key is a special key in Vim whose purpose is to act as a namespace or gateway to user-defined mappings. By default, the leader key is assigned to the / key, or in NeoVim, at least I have it set to a space. If there's something in your workflow that you use all the time, then it is okay, encouraged, in fact, to override a less useful default Vim binding. This is the exception to the rule. Create mappings that are easy to remember, follow Vim's tradition, and rely on mnemonics. Remember, C for change, D for delete, and so on. If these rules seem too abstract, don't worry, and the next sections will make them more practical as we define a series of custom mappings that you can add to your own VS Code configuration. Alright, customizing the leader key. You can change the leader key to something else, easier than the /. I don't know you, but I hate having important keys associated to my pinky fingers. My personal favorite is spacebar, which is super convenient to type from both hands. Go to your VS Code preferences and update the following settings. So Vim leader will be space. There we go. So let's just add it here. All right. Can I just paste it? Wow, that wasn't what I intended. So we're just gonna add a line on the bottom, and we're just gonna do quote plus P. Wait, what? Exit, undo. Okay, so let's just do it this way. Quote plus, this should use the system clipboard, and then P to paste it. And there we go. Or I could just go I and Control V and have the same effect because we're in Visual Studio. So that's a little bit easier. And notice how space is in those angle brackets. That's important. So now I can do space and something. As you know, I press space and it says leader. And another space, I can do a bunch of leaders. Great. Right, from now on, whenever you see custom mapping that refers to leader, you can translate that in your head to space. So some good custom mappings. There are some other great examples of useful mappings, like moving up and down faster in normal mode. These mappings allow you to move up and down faster in normal mode, although they are just as useful in visual mode. Okay, so I could basically make it capital J to go 5 down, capital K to go 5 up. But isn't J to join? If I'm gonna have a selection and do capital J, it just puts them in one line, right? But does it work in normal mode? Shift J? Yeah, that's a useful one. It just brings up the other one. So I wouldn't change that. I kind of like this one. And I'll just use, Control D and U for moving fast. It just takes some getting used to that jarring quick movement. Or though I could just change the Control D and U to move those J's. That's another option. Okay. This matches perfectly with Vim's idea of commands and capital letters being stronger versions of the commands lowercase. That is, J allows you to move faster than lowercase j. Here we're overridden two Vim default bindings because browsing the code up and down is something that you'll do all the time, whereas J, as join lines, although useful, is something that you do only from time to time. K is used for keyboard search, but isn't yet implemented in VS Code Vim. Okay. So yeah, that's the thing. So in theory, we could remap it to something else, right? Like the leader J will be that thing. Okay. So keep joining lines. Joining lines is still useful, so we're going to keep it, although we will downgrade its importance in the hierarchy by making it slightly harder to type. So yeah, leader J. Makes sense. I'm not touching that yet though. So whenever you type the leader J, Vim will translate it to capital J and join two lines. Try it out. So leader J isn't as fast as just typing J, but it's good enough based on how often you'll join lines. Easier switching between splits. Switching split windows is something that you'll do all the time. So try out these bindings. So basically we do Control H, Control J, Control K, and Control L. So these are very useful in my opinion. This is a big win. Big win. So we just go here. Just gonna add a new line and just Control V, which didn't work. Oh, I need to be in this mode. Okay, makes sense. And I have that. Can I just do... I don't remember how to reformat those things. But to be quick, let's just do Oh no, that doesn't work. I need to do the angle brackets to do the formatting. Ugh. Got those, and I want to put this one a new line. Okay, that's better. And these two, bam, bam. Whoa. Come on. Good enough. Save. So now I should be able to move Control H to move to this one. And here we're not in Vim anymore, so it stops. But if I'm gonna do the Control W H, no, Control W, shoot. Control W, S for split, right? And Control W V. And I'm gonna go to this one, Control W V. While holding Control, I should be able to just move around those. Up and down, right, left. Yep. Cool. That works. So let's do this. I'm gonna put this one on the right here. And we need our thingy back. Okay, cool. So that's that, and they'll make it much faster with one keystroke. Easier tab handling. The only way to interact with tabs in VS Code Vim is through commands which require you to type colon followed by a bunch of letters. So space TT, it's like space tab and tab for a new tab. Space TN for the next tab, TP for a previous tab, and TO for tab open, I guess. Okay. And taking advantage of the leader key, we can now open new tabs, move around, and close all tabs but the current one. Oh, so this is basically, close all our tabs but this one. Is O for only. All right. And did you notice something different about these custom mappings? Exactly. You use slightly different syntax where mapping keys to commands. Instead of using before and after, we use the before and after, we use the before and commands. Commands represent either the EX command or Visual Studio native commands that should be run whenever we type the key mapping defined by before. All right. And then cleaning the highlighted texts. When you search for patterns in Vim using the slash pattern and question mark pattern commands, the matching patterns will be highlighted. In order to remove the highlights, you can use the NOH, no highlighting command. This is such a common task that I prefer the following mapping. So leader slash will just clean that search. Makes sense. Now you can type the space slash and get rid of the highlights until your next search. The mnemonic is the slash, which is normally used to search for a pattern. So you can think of this as pattern or something that you start a search, and space pattern. Space slash is just something when you're done with the search. So creating custom mappings to VS Code actions. So that's interesting. So we could, yet another cool thing that you can do with VS Code is to use Vim mappings that trigger Visual Studio Code native commands. For instance, the following bindings, like Vim, normal mode, key bindings, non-recursive. Okay. So normal mode, we can basically do space W, and this will do workbench action fast save. So just save. Okay. So how to find these command names? Finding out what command name does in VS Code is not really self-evident. That is, if I had wanted to know that saving things in VS Code is workbench actions file save, I would have had a hard time guessing that. So where can you find that obscure information? Open the command palette, type keyboard, and select preferences, open keyboard shortcuts. There you will find all the commands that are available within VS Code, including their full command name. Use those whenever you want to create custom mappings to VS Code native actions. Okay, Warning. When you search for a command, the full command name will only be displayed if the filter condition is part of a name. If the command name isn't displayed after filtering, you can hover over the name of the command and the tooltip will reveal its full name. Okay, so this is good. So let's say I wanted, Control P, which I would need to click here to get. Not even here. I need to go here. Control P is to open and browse files, right? So I will want it, for example, for double space, double leader. That's what I would like to just open and search files, right? So this looks, let's look at another example. There's 4 features in VS Code that I find extremely useful. The command palette, Control Shift P, that's the one that still works. Go to File, Control P, that's the one that I couldn't work and I was driving me mad. Go to Symbol in File, Control Shift O, and go to Symbol in Workspace, Control T. The command palette and go to Symbol and File are particularly hard to type. Let's create a custom mapping for those. So I am definitely adding those. So I'm gonna go Control P and open up the settings again. And I can do Shift G to go to the end instantly. Awesome. And we'll be dealing with normal mode. Yeah. So we can just come on. Let's start to move. There we go. So we're gonna add basically another binding. What did I just do? Okay. And you please indent. I'm still using kind of weird shortcuts here, but whatever. So we've got the before. And so they're saying leader P to show commands. And leader T to go to symbol. So, oh, I see. So leader P to show commands, but I like the Control Shift P. I'm gonna leave that. So let me actually do something differently. I'm gonna do 3DD to lead those lines, and I'm gonna just copy one of those. So I'm gonna go to Shift V to the line mode, select those, yank, and we can just do then P. And because I want the file selection, and let's find a symbol in file and in workspace. Let's just do GP. There we go. So the GP and GP. Ooh, look at that. That actually puts me too high up. Huh. So I do 2P. There we go. So before, I don't remember commands to use to replace this whole thing. So I'll do CI quote. There we go. So before will be our leader. Okay. And the next one will be another leader. I want that for the file selection. So for that, we need to find what the command is. So instead of after, we'll have command, right? So command, okay. So before, and then we have command. And then the command will be just one. So let's just do B D. There we go. So we need to figure out how to do the whole Control P thing. So I could go to keyboard, help preferences, open keyboard shortcuts. There we go. And do CTRL plus P. Go to file. Workbench action quick open. Workbench action quick open. There we go. So workbench action quick open. I hope this was a capital there, right? Quick open, yeah. So that's the one. So Control S to save it. And then the other one, we can just copy whatever they had there which was go to symbol. So let's do the leader T. I'm just gonna copy this thing here, paste it here, and then I'm just gonna copy maybe this part here. I probably didn't copy. Let's see if that worked. No, it didn't work. Come on, this thing. Y for yank. Oops. The heck? Come on. Undo. Select Y for yank. Select this thing. C to replace and V for no. Huh. D. No. D will change the whole thing. So CC, exit, and P to paste. Oh, that doesn't work because DD removed it. Come on, why are you so annoying sometimes? So this is the thing that I sometimes find really, really, really annoying, that I can't just copy it and paste it here, because replacement already changes things and it drives me mad. I go here, I do quote A YY, I go here, quote A P, and there we go. And now I'll be able to do CI quote to replace this thing. It'll be workbench.action, go to symbol. Whew. Save. And hopefully that works. So I can do space. Ha, didn't work. So I guess, oh, I see. So I don't do leader, I just do leader space. Save, space. No. Nope, can't do it. I guess I'll need to settle on P. Whoops. Undo. CAW P. Save. So space P. And doesn't work. Seriously? Am I missing something here? Normal mode key bindings. Yeah. We have them all nicely comma after comma, so that's good. Before and commands. See, we have just one command. Commands. Okay. And wow, that didn't work. Save. We do space P. Still doesn't work. Space T. Nothing. Okay. Don't know. Don't know right now why it doesn't work. Normal mode key bindings non-recursive. So from that perspective, it's all good. And here was also showing before and commands. Oh well. Another thing that doesn't work for some reason. It's very interesting. So I guess we'll need to go to Vim code documentation. And that just tries to open up here. And the control click. Blah, 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 blah. Huh. I wonder if I need to do the leader with lowercase. Here's uppercase, but in documentation it shows lowercase. So let's do C. I mean, I can just do RL, and save. Space P. That's not it either. Okay. Oh, look at that, because I put brackets here like an idiot. Save, space P, and now it works. Okay. That's awesome. That's gonna be very awesome. But that means, yeah, the space won't work here. I really want to try it though. Space. Save. Space. Oh, that worked. Now it works. Space. It detected it now, so I guess it would need it to be lowercase for some reason. And commands instead of command. So that's that. Okay. All right, space, and I can just search for something. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Okay, cool. So never add things to the configuration blindly. Exactly. A significant part of becoming more effective with Vim is to be mindful of your development workflow, revisiting your Vim configuration now and then, and adding new mappings that enhance the way you work. So be mindful from now on, and keep your Vim configuration razor sharp. Great. Okay, we learned something. This definitely makes Vim and VS Code way more usable. Because I'm planning to start using Vim for some tasks at work. And I am not sure if I can use NeoVim there, but I can use VS Code. So that could be an option too, to just make this here work closer to what I want it to work like. So that's awesome. So let's close it all up, and we're gonna go to the next chapter because it will be moving faster. All right. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so we have moving even faster with Vim Surround and Easy Motion. All right. Vim Sneak and Vim Easy Motion are a couple of Vim plugins that supercharge how fast you can move in Vim. Awesome. Both of these plugins need to be enabled via VS Code Vim settings. To enable them, go to Preferences, Settings, search Vim Sneak or Vim Easy Motion, and you'll find a switch. So Control, comma, didn't work. It worked here. Vim. And what do we have here? Easy Motion, yes. Is there Vim Sneak? Place register. Sneak. Okay, we have Sneak. And Sneak replaces F. Single character Sneak instead of Vim's native F. So that could be something. Okay, status bar color control. Vim Surround is enabled. All right. And these key mappings from a Vim RC file. Yeah, we don't have that. So, yeah. Okay, so there's wow. There's a lot of settings here. Holy moly! Fold fix and all the other stuff. Cool. All right. Spaces, leader space, match pairs, and all the other stuff. Holy moly, there's a lot of stuff here. But we're gonna just stop here for now. Okay. So we've got the Vim Sneak enabled. Vim Sneak is a middle ground between character search inside a line and pattern search inside a file. Type S and then character, and the cursor flies to the first occurrence of those two character sequence. Okay, so this is something that's nearly something that I have in in actual NeoVim. So I can do space and find a, oh, I can't, I need to use arrows here. So let's go to something like, what file could we get here? Header? Sure. So we've got our header, right? So let's say I wanted to go to this logout here. So I just do SLO and I'm magically here. I want to go to variant SVA, and I'm right here. But let's say I'm here and I want to go to this variant. I can't, because when I do SVA, it goes to this one, and then SVA finally goes to this one. So I will need to do a little bit more of entries. While if I would, let's say I'm gonna copy the entire file, if I can do that somehow. Undo. Insert mode. Oh, Control A does something weird here. Ay, ay, ay. Shift V. How do I copy the whole file? How do I do that? Didn't we just do something like this today? Yeah, there was something to copy to a register. It wasn't delete. It wasn't move. It was yank. Colon. %y. Space. And then register will be the plus. Enter. I just yanked 35 lines to a plus register, which should be my normal clipboard. So hopefully, I'm gonna go here and we're just gonna say, how the hell was the new file? I keep forgetting how to do those things here. Because B for buffer, I would think it will allow me to make a new buffer, but no. F, no. Oh, FN, okay, file new. And I can just paste it here. What the hell? Go away. Insert, paste here, nope. Huh. So we're gonna do comma plus what? Quote? Oh, I need to be, wait, what? Nothing works. What the hell? Let's go to visual mode. Quote plus P. There we go. We have this whole thing. Holy moly, pasting is so unintuitive, initially at least. I guess I could have done Ctrl Shift V. No, that doesn't work either. Interesting. But okay, so we've got this thing here. And the idea was that we were able to sneak around, right? So let's say I'm here and I want to go to this variant. So I have a plugin enabled called Flash. So I have the same thing. I press S, V, A. But instead of just jumping here, it also shows me that if I want to go to this variant here, I just press the letter K. Bam, and I'm here. And the same thing, I want to go to logging here. I do LO, I, and I'm right here. I want to go to this U button. S, U, B, S, and I'm here. And sometimes I could just go with one letter. So let's say I want to go to this in here, for logged in, just the in. So I do S, oops, I do S, I, and it just tells me like if I'll do capital W, it's just gonna get me here. Because, I don't know, it was something hard to type. Like, let's say I wanted just this specific quotation mark here, for some reason. Or even better, this colon, while I'm here for some reason. So I'm gonna do S, colon, and in theory, I could do a space, but it doesn't make sense, and then F, right? Or I could just do S, colon, F, and I'm already here. So that's something I really, really like. So this one has like a basic version of that, because if I was here and I was here and I want to go to that colon, I do what? S, colon, space, and not really. I think this one is where capital S goes the other direction. So let's see. So type S character, and the cursor flies to the first occurrence of those two characters sequence. From then type comma, type, what do you call it? Semicolon for the next occurrence or colon for the previous one, just as if we were doing F, right? So I can do S colon, and then I can use colon and comma to move around. Now, again, S colon space. I guess it doesn't like the colon in there. Interesting. S quote space. No. S O U. And now I can use the buttons to jump around those instances. So in this case, I guess I would be forced to go with shift slash, so it's question mark, this space, and I can just go here, and next will be here, and I do my stuff. So a little bit more limited, but still awesome. And a couple of S works in a similar fashion, but backwards. While here, the capital S, right now there's no parser, but if I would save it as something like test.view, right? It recognizes that it's Vue.js, so I can just do, let's say I'm here, capital S, and I, let's say, want to get this whole function in here. So I just press H and I have the whole function selected. Or maybe I want to just the inside here, I just do capital S and I want to do D, and oh, this is more complicated. I will just do control space a few times until I have the whole thing. There's just so many options, my goodness. Okay, where Vim surround extended Vim's secret language with an operator, Vim sneak does the same but with a motion, the sneak motion. As such, you can use it in combination with other operators. Type operator Z character, and the operator will be applied over the text traversed by the sneak motion. Why Z instead of S? When used in conjunction with other operators, the Vim sneak uses Z because the S is already taken by Vim surround, and Vim surround is an extremely popular Vim plugin. So yeah, so here if I wanted to select from on to maybe else, right? So I want to delete from here to else. So I press D, Z, EL, and bam, done. So that's cool. Vim is emotion. Vim Easy Motion tries to simplify the use of motions in Vim by removing the need for counts. Instead of looking at a piece of code counting in your head and using either of these combinations to perform some action, like, you know, operator count motion or move around count motion. When you trigger a motion with Easy Motion, and then it labels the possible targets in the whole document with a key combination that is shown as an overlay over the text in question. Okay, so this will be probably what I wanted, right? Type the key combination and your teleport to the location. For instance, type leader W. And Easy Motion will label the beginning of all words ahead of you. Huh. So I guess I overrid the leader thing, because leader for me is now this thing. So let's replace that. Let's go to our settings, and at the end we're gonna have our leader space. Let's replace that CI quote with something like the P, because why not? I live with that space P. I can live with that here. Yeah. So in here I could do space W, and it shows all the words. Space P would be for paragraphs? No. Huh, interesting. So I would need to give it a motion. So space B. So these are backwards, all the beginnings. Space E to find the endings of words. Space quote? No. Space, wait, undo. Space. Can I do I and quote? Nope. too complicated, I guess. But okay. So we can just do the space W because I wanted to go to this variant, so it'll be this H, and there we go. Or I wanted to go to logout, so I just do space W, no, space B because I'm going backwards, and looks like I need to do a colon L. Cool. An option. An example of the image typing the letter L would make a cursor jump to the faction ship modifiers interface, while typing P would send me to energy or whatever. Or you could type leader F and the thing. Oh, that's how we can find a character. So leader F, and I want the O, right? O, and I have all the O's, so I can just press C to get here. Okay, this is not bad. I like that. This is relatively simple. I need to go to this is loading, so I do space Fi, and I can see that I do B. Okay, cool. If I want to do it here, to go to that, where was it going? Is loading, all store is loading, right? I want to go here, so I do SIU. Okay, so a little bit shorter of that flash. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, I'm comparing those two right now. So that's cool. So all the motions provided by Vim Easy Motion are namespaced by the leader, and they use key bindings whose meaning is related to core Vim motions. The W for words, B, BDW. Start of words everywhere. The BD stands for bidirectional. Oh, that's better. Space, BDW. What? Space, B, D. Nope. That doesn't work. Space, B, D. Nope. E for ends of words, GE for words backwards, BGW again, that won't work. J for beginnings of lines. Look at that. Space, J. Space, K. There we go. And F and character to find the character. Shift F to backwards. T, that will be until. And S for character everywhere. Oh. So space, S. I want L for logout, and we have all the L's. I mean, capital L's that I typed in. So let's say I want to go to this one, just U. Okay, space S, G for gap, and I'm at the gap. Lovely. And that's where, you know, when this becomes your second nature, it's like, I don't need to touch keyboard. I mean, not touch the mouse anymore. It's just so fast. Easy motions only works for moving around. In the VS Code Vim version, the motions in Easy Motion only support moving around and can be combined with operators. This is a feature that is supported in traditional Vim, so it may be something that will come to VS Code Vim down the line. All right, so we went through that one, and I think now we have the chapter that I was waiting for this whole time. Multiple cursors, because I'm so used to basically doing stuff with multiple cursors. Just quickly replacing multiple things, blah, blah, you know, not only like refactoring, rename or something, because here I believe I should be able to just, you know, this login button text, space C, and I do R for rename. Wait, space R will be for refactor. And another R for rename. What the hell was that? I thought I had rename thing. Huh. I mean, I can just do that. So button instead of the text, let's do string, enter. And right now I renamed only that one thing. I guess I'm not using it anywhere else. Interesting. Possibly not using it here. If I'm gonna do star, we have only one instance of that. Undo, star. Okay, we have those two. So here it just didn't know that I changed it. Okay, not a big deal. So if you're a hardcore Visual Studio user, chances are you use multiple cursors, of course. VS Code Vim offers an experimental support for multiple cursors in visual and normal modes. Using this experimental feature that is enabled by default, you can spawn multiple cursors and then use operators to unleash the power of Vim in multiple locations at once. Wow! So add multiple cursors based on word search. If you want to add multiple cursors based on a word search, you need to move the cursor on top of a word in your code. Yeah. Type Command D, Control D on Windows. Control D won't work because that will just move me down. Yeah. So GB to add another cursor. This puts Vim in visual mode and ready to operate on the word you have selected. And then another GB to continue adding cursors until you're done. Now you can perform an action in visual mode, delete, change, etc. And go back to normal mode with escape. So let's try that out. Let's go to our header. And let's say I have a bunch of this is logged in, like here, here, and here. I want to change 3 of them. So I'm gonna go to this word, right? I'm on it. GB. GB, GB. Okay? And I want to change it to from is logged in to something like I don't know. Is signed in, right? So I do C is signed in. And Control C to finish, and I'm still in those locations. Wait, so GB, what the hell did I do? GD, no. Not GD, because it starts traversing. GB, GB, GB. C is signed in. Control C to finish, and I'm still having 3 cursors. Interesting. J will go down. Okay. So in theory, I could do the fancy things that you would do in Visual Studio Code. So let's do GB, 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 and we're gonna do. Would it work 3GB? 3GB. Oh, there we go. It works. Awesome. So 3GB, and I should be able to just move to the left, right? Whoops. Oh, this all goes wonky the moment you make a mistake. What? Beginning of the word. Okay, so I can use this navigation in here too with words and whatnot. Okay, that's great. That is awesome. So I could do C, I, and capital W for the whole word. Bam. Just like that. Boom. Exclamation mark, and I'm done. Huh. Okay. Doesn't work in here though. I'm in here. G. Is there B? No. Oh no. Huh. How would I do that here? Can I do something like, I believe I can do space S and it will be something like K? Key maps. I have all the key maps. Cursor? Put indent, put this before cursor, remove unused cursor. No. That's not. Occurrence. Match it, visual multi backwards, call match it. I don't think so. So this is interesting. What if I'm gonna go to visual mode? Previous word, all that stuff. So this is all here, right? line, replace. We have the flash here. Looking from another V will be another visual. What the hell? Visual line. Next word, young text. All that fun stuff is here. So do we have G for something? We don't have lowercase g. Oh, we have go to. Right? So let's do G. Comment first, apply hunks. No. We can do only whatever I just did. Huh. So let's search for that because I really want to make those cursors work in here. I really, really want to. LazyVim multiple cursors. How the hell does that work? I still want multiple cursors, and I've been using Vim, NeoVim for 8 years. Tried all the tricks I can find, recording macro, online, blah, blah, blah. Actually, I don't know how people can use multiple cursors without all those Vim magic moves. That's 3 years ago. Key maps. Multiple cursor. This is not gonna work. Run to cursor. Nope. Nope. Oh no, there's no multiple cursor support? NeoVim multiple cursors. Multi-line adding in NeoVim. Let's watch a video.
How's it going, my NeoVim friends? Today I'm going to show you how to do some multi-line editing in NeoVim. A lot of this also applies to Vim, so if you're using that, you can use some of this as well. There's a lot of different ways that you can perform this, so I'll show you some things that I really enjoy. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome, and consider giving a subscribe.
Ash says search visual block mode. Yes, visual block mode will be, you know, I'm here and I do Control V, right? I'm visual block mode. But how do I select next instance? I do star? No. Because what the hell is with .I? I miss star. The star. And it just searches that thing, which is not what I wanted. So I would need to go visual mode. I do select the word. So can I just do this and star, and see? Oh, nope. I just have multiple selections of that just are highlighted, and that's it. So what the heck?
Been a like if you like content like this, and let's jump into it, and I'll show you a few different ways to multi-line edit. Okay, so here we just have a normal TypeScript file.
Macros.
We have some different, so it's hit a next line,
that's
and I can do 3. I want to do some const, replace in logic where I could just select. You can hit Control, and then I can do a substitute and say substitute const for let, and hit enter, and I can do the same thing there. So using regexes or something like this, replace inline, this works for us. With me, I came from IntelliJ and doing a lot of the Control G magic where I could just select words. And so there's a plugin called Vim Visual Multi. And that is going to let you do some nice things where you can hit Control in. And from here, you can just select all these different words, hit C, and you can see I have multiple cursors here. And so now I can do let, hit escape, and this is going to put me back into normal mode. You can see I actually have these cursors still. So I could keep going. I could do change in a word on these, do some other modifications, hit escape. Change these words, set ASDF, and keep going like that, and then hitting escape again will finally get me out of it. So really powerful stuff. Lets me do all kind of manipulations. Now we've seen the happy path. Let's say I wanted to select only a few of these consts. So if I wanted to select this first one, but not the second one, then I can hit Q, and that will skip it. And so I can change this, hit let, and then I'm good to go. So let's say that I selected these 2, skipped it, and then went this far, but I realized I don't want that third one. Well, what I can do is I can hit Shift Q, and that will back out and let me redo those selections so that I can then select it how I want to and modify just the const that I need to. Let's say I wanted to create my own cursors for some reason, so I could go forward to U and then go in the middle of these words and then go control down to create cursors, change inner word for all these and use memo or something like that if I wanted to. And you can see that now I can create my own cursors, I can manipulate as I want to, and this is really handy for doing fast edits and not have to worry about what regex that you're actually going to be using. As we've been talking, you probably noticed that all the normal Vim commands work, and so I can do insert, append for modifying and editing. And so if I wanted to, create a bunch of these and then move around by W, then I can select these words. And then if I did Shift A, I would jump all the way to the end, bring these into a line. I can do this, and this is really handy to modify multiple array that's on one line into a multi-line array.
What the hell is the name of the thing? Visual multi-vim.
For us, with me, I came from IntelliJ and doing a lot of the Control G magic where I could just select words. And so there's a plugin, and from here you can
Visual multi-vim. So Ash says Control V to enter visual block mode, navigate to make your selection, Shift I to enter insert mode, make your changes, escape to apply changes to all lines selected. Okay, yeah, but that will be like purely a block, I guess. So how would I make it that I jump from this instance here, this instance here, and this instance here, if they're like all weird, right? Because maybe I want to change all the off store. So I have one here, 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 and here. I mean, at this point, without many, I would just do the replace, right? But at the same time, sometimes you just want to quickly select them, maybe skip one or something, and type it in as you're thinking about it, and then maybe go to next word or do something other than that. So that's where I'm getting a little bit confused. So that's that. Something a year ago, I've been using Vim Visual Multi for some time, and it's amazing. But I wanted to know if there's another one. Can we extend it easily? Cool substitute and MC. Multiple cursors. Okay. But for now, I'm gonna try to get the other one. Where'd it go? Back. This one. How do we create it? How do we install it? Is it friendly with installation via Vim plug, Vimate? Oh no. There's no lazy. That's the thing. I don't know how to install plugins. So let's do Vim Visual Multi, and this will be LazyVim. I hate that part. I'm new to NeoVim, use multi-cursors most of the time as used to code in VS Code. Try to in mvchat/LazyVim, but I'm not able to keep bindings. Hey, if you are still looking for answers, I had the same problem because I forgot to tell LazyVim to... Okay, but how do you set the config? mg vim visual multi, and we have just that. I think I can do it. So let's put that on the side. All right. Let's go here, make it back to a normal window, and let's try to implement that. So what I'm gonna do is QA to just exit this whole thing and just start NeoVim like this, C to access the config, and we're gonna go to have ugly config here, but I can kind of copy part of it and make it work. So let's say that I want to copy from here to here. Let's yank it. And let's go here. New file. This will be multi-cursor dot Lua. There we go. And we're just gonna paste this thing here. And at the end, we're just gonna close our thing. Okay, so that should be it. And now we just need to replace the stuff here properly. So oops, I'm in the browser. So we're gonna do MG979 Vim Visual Multi. Okay. And then we have fun things like branch, master. There we go. What's next? We have init is a function. Okay. Init is a function. Wait, how do I get rid of the thing? Ugh, can't get rid of the. I need to figure out my shortcuts for the little suggestions because I don't know how to get rid of them. Init. Wait, I already have init functions. What the hell am I doing? Vim G VM maps is this strange thing. Find under. The heck is that? Control N. Yep. And then we just add end here. And we don't need that stuff here. And Ash is saying, is tab set to complete the suggestions? Yes, it is. I had it specifically to, so that tab accepts it, although sometimes it didn't work. Sometimes it's just, is like, oh, I'm gonna cycle through suggestions with a tab. Sometimes it happens like that. It's just wonky. And I definitely want to also clear the enter key accepting suggestion because that's the most ridiculous thing, really annoying. And I will actually probably think of different ways to accept it. It's just I had some annoyances. I need to figure out how I want it to work because the thing is that suddenly I have an option where I can customize how I want this thing to work, which is nuts. Okay, so what happens if I'm gonna save it? And run it now. Okay, it found it. That's progress. Other binds for completion is Control Y to confirm, Control N for next, and Control P for previous. I think that's the default. I know that Control Y would confirm it. It's just I'm so used to just pressing Tab to accept, especially things like, you know, AI stuff. It's just I was a little bit confused. Now I'm starting to get an idea of how that works. Because sometimes tab was also annoying me in VS Code, like just wants to accept everything that I do and was kind of annoying. I also like I believe Control J was to just accept a single word, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I'll need to work it out. I kind of like the Control Y and N to do that thing because both hands are already on a keyboard. So yeah. So here I just wanted what we're doing. We were checking all the multiple cursor stuff, right? So the idea was that I'm going here and Control N, Control. No, what the heck was that? What the fridge is going on? So I'm in some kind of selection that I can't escape from. What the heck? Yeah, I'm in like weird selection mode. I can't go down. I can't go low. What the heck? Oh no, I got in a trap. Colin won't work. I mean, Colin seems to work. Just navigation doesn't work anymore. Very, very, very odd. We've got that thing. Where'd that video go? I got rid of the video, didn't I?
How's it going, my
So we had the Vim visual multi-line.
multi? And that is going to let you do some nice things where you can hit Control in. And from here, you can just select all these different words, hit C, and you can see I have multiple cursors here. And so now I could do let, hit escape, and this is going to put me back into normal mode. You can see I actually have these cursors still, so I could keep going. I could do change in a word on these, do some other modifications, hit escape, change these words, set ASDF, and keep going like that. And then hitting escape again will finally get me out of it. So really powerful stuff.
Okay, so hitting Control C doesn't work. Escape? Oh, I actually need to hit escape. Wow, that is different. So Control N, and it's selected a word. Control N, and we just have those two instances of a test, right? So I could do CIW. Oh, it just already is. So whatever. Well, Control C, and I can go to, let's say, end of the line with what was it, underscore? No. $sign, sorry. Append. Hi there. Huh. I can't delete into that line. So I can do Control C. Can I do J for join? I can. Okay. Can I do things like... Am I still in that weird mode? No, it just put me away from that. Okay, so the join basically changed it. Interesting. So again, Control N, Control N. Can't find another whatever. Okay, this thing is definitely faulty. Control N, Control N. Okay, now it works. So I can go to the next word. Okay, I still have the selection going. So I do Control C. No, I can just do this, whatever. Okay, and now I have a separate cursor here, right? Highlighting is super weird. What do I want to check? If I can use some other command, right? Because what is the command I was thinking of? I could delete a word, delete something. I mean, I could go to insert and start putting more text, right? That's normal. So that's cool. I can go again to the end of the thing. Oh, Control C, end of the thing. Oops, I pressed something else. And A for append, and I'm here, right? So that's fine. Does control space work? No. Control space just straight up changes it. Okay, control space doesn't work. C I O what? Ah, that's why. Okay. But okay, I see. I will just need to get some practice with that. Okay, I'm glad the plugin works. That's gonna change things for me. Where's VS Code? So these were our multiple cursors. They work way better in VS Code because it's VS Code and it's good with that. So it will be interesting to search for more plugins like that, or I know, write your own to support all the crazy stuff. Interesting. So we can do that. Let's say that we have this beautiful object that represents me. There we go. And someday you just get tired of all this self-adoration and you want vengeance. So you decide to rename my property attributes to lacking attributes. Okay. Rename this and that. Such a function that you must now promise never to write any program ever. The name property isn't descriptive enough, so we want to do this. Old name, so we have the new name, whatever. Or name, you can just go over those. GB to get another instance. So this is basically the equivalent of Control D in VS Code. And on consecutive lines, okay, if you want to extend your cursor up or down in consecutive lines, the best approach is to rely on visual block mode. Oh, I remember what I wanted to check. Where is it? So let's say that we're gonna go to a file. I mean, what was the file? Integer. Something like an encoder. We have a bunch of numbers here. A bunch of them. If I'll go here, I can do Control A to increase the number and Control X to decrease it, right? So that's real nice. I like that feature. So what if I want to select all the values? Control N will find only this one. And it doesn't seem like I can reduce its... Oops. How do I select it so that it's only from here to here? V, Control N. We've got all the values. Okay, we're selecting all the values. Beautiful. Okay, a bunch of those. Now I'm just gonna say, you know what, insert mode. And exit the insert mode, so I'm in the beginning. I'm gonna go to the end of the word. I have all those. Can I hit Control A and all of those will be, increased? Yes! Oh my gosh, yes! This works! And X to decrease. This is very awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. That changes things. That's something you can't do in VS Code. All right, now we're talking. Huh. Okay. And what about selection? Because, we can move around in various areas. But what if I want to, let's say that I was, to escape, to just exit it. Let's say that I had this thing selected and I was just modifying those. And, or no, let's just do this one. Something like this. Control N a few times to just select those instances. And I believe I should be able to select like a larger thing. So let's say that I'm just gonna say insert and exit out of it to just have normal selection. Now you can see that, I have this thing. So let's say that I'm at V of the value. And I want to select not only the thing that's in here, but I want the whole function call because I would like to change it. So can I do V to go in visual mode? Now I want to do, what the hell was that? I for inner won't be here, but C for change. Oh, C instantly brings me here, huh? I see. So let's exit that, because C should be for change. And then I want there's already some discrepancy here. Whatever, that's strange. A for outer and A for attribute. Whatever just happened, I have no idea. Hello? Okay, so it is the attribute. Okay. CA, and then I would need to have, I don't remember what was the function caller. F? Brrr. Okay, they kind of work. I got the whole thing replaced, kind of. What the heck's going on? Okay, we just undo everything and we're back to normal. Okay, I just need to learn those shortcuts and escape to exit the weird visual mode. I mean, multi-cursor mode. Okay, all right, because I know that I could, if I'm in value here, I could, in theory, do VC. No, what the hell was I doing it usually? C? And then I was doing outer. And was it O or some other character? What the hell was it? Not block conditional. Gosh, there was one symbol that was so nice. Use or call. Okay, without a dot. So I just do U and I replaced this whole thing. So I just do that. So I replaced this whole call with that, which is awesome. I'm just excited. Okay, so that was that. The multiple cursors in consecutive lines. So basically, we want to do Control V to jump into visual block mode, use JK to select a rectangle of text downwards or upwards respectively. Type I to insert or A append with the capital to go to the beginning or end. Tap some text and press escape. Alternatively, use any normal mode commands to operate on the select text in each line. So how can this be useful? You ask, imagine a list of the things you would need to survive the apocalypse, and now just because guys are better, you just basically need to turn into that. So let's try that. Let's say I'll do new file and just gonna do a few things here. Just like this. Right? We just have this. Let me actually delete this line. So let's say that I'm gonna go to Control V and just select this whole thing. And now, I can probably just go all the way to right as much as I can. And I want to add in the beginning, at the end will be Shift A. That didn't work. What the hell? Use this to select the rectangle downwards or upwards. Type Control I to insert or A to append. What were instructions from Shift I to enter insert mode, make your changes, escape to apply. Why didn't it work for me? Control V. That should block, right? I select a bunch of stuff. So select your selection, Shift I to enter insert mode. So yeah, let's do insert, Shift I. Something here. Control C. And nothing happened. What the heck? What am I doing wrong? Rectangle text downwards or upwards. Control V. There we go. It's the largest block I can do. Shift A. Append to all of them. Didn't work. Control C and nope. I wonder if it works here. I'm gonna just go here. Control V. Do a bunch of selection, right? Shift A. And that works. Allows me to do that. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so we can do all those things. Towel, you will type Control V, J, Shift I. Yeah. So something ain't working here. And J, then you can use double motion to move the cursor to the end of each line. Yep, all those fun things. So that makes sense. It just doesn't work here in NeoVim, which is surprising. And Enhanced File Explorer. They're saying you can do Control W and H. You can take advantage of your newly learned Vim bindings to interact with VS Code's File Explorer. Jump inside the File Explorer via the command palette or simply moving from the core code window via Control W H, and you'll be able to traverse Explorer. Oh, really? That actually works here? Oh, it does. A to add something? No. Expand directories is with L to the right and collapse with H. Open files, again, going to the right. This is nice if you're new to a project and want to have an idea about how the project is structured. Otherwise, always refer using Visual Studio, go to functionality. Remember, go to file with Command P. Okay. Go to symbol file, go to symbol workspace, all that stuff. Likewise, you can use K and J with panes and palettes. Type tab, which will take you to the selected area, and whenever you open a command palette or the go-to panes, you can type tab, which will take you to the selection area. And from there, you can use K and J to go up and down from the item you desire. Oh, okay. So I'm just here. I just do space P, tab, and I can just, H and K. That's awesome. Oh, all right. That makes sense. Does it work the same? No, it doesn't work the same in NeoVim with telescope. Okay. And press enter, you select the option. Okay. Oh, that was a short lesson. I think we're just gonna run through the rest of them quickly and see what's going on. So integrating VS Code with NeoVim, that sounds fun. Warning, experimental feature. This is an experimental feature in VS Code Vim. It may at times result in unexpected behavior. The most nefarious things I've seen it do is show error messages or fail to do what I've ordered to do it. Both irritating, but nothing that will destroy your computer. One final way to enhance your VS Code Vim experience is by integrating it with NeoVim, the modern fork of Vim. When integrate both editors, VS Code Vim will use NeoVim to execute all command line mode commands. This will result in faster command execution and the addition of a slew of useful commands to your VS Code arsenal. What is NeoVim? It's actual standalone editor application. I'll just skip all this stuff. So installing NeoVim, macOS, don't care. You can install it with Chocolatey. You can actually do Wing It. It's easy enough. Okay, I already have it installed. Enable NeoVim inside VS Code. Once you have installed NeoVim neural system, you can just run, to the settings. NeoVim and enable NeoVim. Path to NeoVim executable. Oh, where could that be? And set the path NeoVim inside Vim. That's a good one. I don't think this will work. Wait. Can I use bash? Who is or I don't remember those commands. Ay. I'm curious. Because I would like to be able to check where the command exists. I never tried that on Windows. Oh, really? They're working on it. Okay, I'm just gonna use ChatGPT quickly. How do I check where the command line tool or the command check what is the path of an executable exe of a command that I type in PowerShell, for example, and Vim. Need to locate the executable. Let's see if it's gonna get something. I know I'm not showing anything, but let's see. Get command and Vim. Get command and Vim. There we go. Program files, NeoVim, bin. There we go. Copy. Paste. So if I'm gonna run nvim, I don't know if it's gonna manage it here. C for config. Come on. C for config. Oh. And I'm gonna... Huh. So let's say I'm here, right? How do I check what is the path here? I don't think I can. I'm sure there's a way to do that, but I don't know where. Let me check if they are in a directory. So I'm gonna go to C and program files. I don't think it's gonna be here because that would be weird if settings were here. I like how it nicely installed itself here. NeoVim, we have bin, lib, share. Yeah, nothing here. So I presume it's gonna be C, users, and it will be the app data roaming. Do we have something like NeoVim here? No, we do not. Huh. Where on earth does it store those settings? Is it something else than roaming, like local? Okay. How? What the heck just happened? That's another question. How can I check a full path of a file in of an open file in NeoVim? Okay, let me just do that, and just for those purposes, we have this thing here. So you can check the full path by doing echo expand whatever. This command will display the full path of the currently open file in the command line area. Control G, pressing it will also show the file's full path and status line. And PWD will display the current working directory. Okay, PWD would be fun. I want to try Control G, although that will be interesting if that's gonna work. So first of all, let's just open it in terminal. Like a normal, brand new, fresh terminal. NeoVim, C for config, right? I'm here. Control G. App data, local, and Vim. I thought I looked there. What? Huh. Really? So... where the hell? I'm not used to not having a tab. I'm thinking about actually switching to Linux full on and using Windows only for gaming and occasional whatever I need to do, Adobe or whatnot. Because I'm just getting pissed off the direction Windows is going. And this way I could use proper, Tmux and proper other things and whatever, like get well and working with some nice tiling window manager. That would be fun. What was the path? Not that one. Where is it? Here. App data, local, and Vim. App data, local, and Vim. Did I miss it? I just missed it. Oh, this little tiny NVim. And this is our config. So I just lead to that directory. Path to NeoVim configuration file. Config file must be Vim. NeoVim must be enabled. If path is left blank, NeoVim will use its default config path. Or cuser username app data call. Okay, so it uses automatic. Okay, cool. At least we know that it's here. Cool. Cool. Enable NeoVim. Use NeoVim config file. Whatever that's gonna do. No idea. And Ash says Linux is love, Linux is life. Well, for development, I definitely prefer Linux. 100%. It's just when live streaming, it kind of feels like I need Windows to make, the audio interface work, camera connected, MIDI keyboard for, doing that stuff and other stuff. And then, I like to game and whatnot. And I usually use Windows in a way that I have a bunch of virtual machines that I can spin up to, run Linux at different processes. So I kind of used it in that way. But I'm thinking about dual booting right now because I still need, I still want the main machine to be for my development work because it's fast. I have plenty of RAM and all the other stuff. So I will probably use one SSD for Windows because it needs secure boot, and the other SSD for Linux because it can have secure boot unless some of the distributions have that. I don't know. And I need to figure out what distribution to use in the first place. I was thinking about NixOS, but I feel like I will just drown in configurations. So I'm not sure about that. I'll need to research a little bit more. I might end up just using PopOS or something. But I don't know. We'll see. So we did that. Restart VS Code. Okay. VS Code restarted. What kind of errors do we have? Problems. No problems. I can still move around. Okay, that worked. Can I do STA? Oh, this still uses all the other shortcuts. Interesting. So what are we going to get out of this whole endeavor? Um, that. So now what? First, if you're using Mac OS, yeah, there's all that. Doesn't matter. Using NeoVim from VS Code. Once one integration is enabled, anytime you execute an EX command, it will be run within NeoVim, and then its effect will be reflected inside Visual Studio Code. In essence, executing an EX command will follow these steps. Copy the content of your file inside NeoVim, execute the command in NeoVim, sync the results back in Visual Studio Code. This means that interactive commands like change, substitute with the C flag will not work in the current experimental state of this integration, but others like move, normal, global, in most use cases of substitute will work fine. Copying and moving lines around using copy and move commands, you can quickly copy and move a range of lines from one part of the document to another. Yep, something, copy, address. Range and address, for instance, move the current line and 3 lines below to the end of the file. Yep, this will be something to get used to for sure to run those commands. And both of the simple or shorthands, T or CO for copy, and M is equivalent to move. They've got the normal command. The normal command, shorthand for normal, lets you run any arbitrary collection of normal mode commands on multiple lines at once. This is defined like this: range, normal, and what commands? Oh, so normal A, which appends semicolon. Oh, A and then this thing. Okay, so it's like kind of like a macro. Just you type in manually. Semicolons to all lines within a file. This is, without the shadow of a doubt, a faster way to add semicolons than using this thing, for sure. So let's look at a slightly more involved example. Imagine that you have a list of magic weapons that looks like this. But now we want to improve the usefulness of this list and add some links to places of the wizard sphere where someone could acquire some of these items. Let's simplify the problem by adding a link to a single li element. Okay, we could do W to move the cursor on top of the element, and C, change inner tag, change its contents. Now you type href, escape. So we end up with this thing. Then P to paste the previous contents of the li. And bam, we've got this thing. And finally, this thing. Okay, the closing tag. Ta-da! The complete series of commands was. So how we can solve it? You just type this crazy stuff. But at that point, your head hurts. Not what I expected, that's for sure. This should resolve running command above. What the heck? Can you see the problem? Exactly. All the characters have been taken literally. Didn't work. Oh, because you need to do the Control-C and weird stuff. This shows one of the limitations of the normal command. I see. The execute command should have exe allows you to evaluate a string expression as an X command. It's like eval for vim using the execute. Use the normal command in conjunction with special keys as follows. Execute, and then we have this thing, and that should work. And it is special keys like escape by escaping it, then with a backslash. Oh, I see. Okay. The global command, shorthand for G, allows you to execute any EX command on lines that match a given pattern. Okay. So we have range, where we'd apply it, G, G or just global, and then pattern, and then the command. Okay, so this is something that will be probably used a lot, I'd imagine. But I won't go too much into that because kind of boring right now. I don't know. Hmm. The global and normal commands together. The only limit is what you can achieve, determined by your own imagination. Yeah. A delete caveat to take into account: when you enable NeoVim integration, the delete command will be executed within NeoVim and use its registers. These registers aren't shared with VS Code Vim, and therefore you won't be able to inspect them via the register command. Nonetheless, you can rely on the fact that they are still there. So the following sequence will still work if you're gonna use the put that will still run on NeoVim. Interesting. So I'm not sure if I will actually use that integration that much, because it's just for those commands. Sure, if I will get used to using them, maybe that will be interesting. Don't know. Time will show. Ash, do you have some Linux distros to recommend? What are you using? And I'm talking about, daily driver / development. Because I will still use it for normal browsing and whatnot. I just don't want to do anything. Windows is introducing this whole recall thing and just makes me upset. Don't want to use it for personal stuff. Okay, Ash says I'm using Gentoo. I've heard that it's even crazier than Arch Linux. One of those rolling things. I'm not that versed in Linux, but I heard that it's crazy. All right. So you know a lot about Linux, I presume. You know how to set things up. Okay, some handy VS Code only key mappings. These are some handy mappings the VS Code Vim team came up with. They're inspired by Vim and work only in Visual Studio Code. AF is a visual mode command that selects increasingly larger blocks of text. Oh, that is here. And GH is the equivalent of hovering the mouse over where the cursor is. AF. So go to visual mode, AF. AF. Nope, AF does not work. Will it work in code? B, AF. Wow, the whole thing got selected. AF, and that's it. So, B, AF. Yeah. I guess there's some limitations. AF. So, selected randomly quotes here. AF. A. What? Oh, V. AF. AF. Now I have the whole thing. AF should be div. AF goes this, and AF goes that. Okay, so it tries to do the correct thing. It just can't decipher that script setup is suddenly JavaScript inside here. Okay, so it's getting confused by that. Some limitation of the language server, I guess. And this will be GH to just display that. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Oh, that's it. So where to go from here? Well, and so it seems like we've come to an end of this trail. Congratulations on finishing the book. How is that a book? May awesomeness and success befall those that finish things. Practice every day. If you don't know touch type, work on improving your touch typing skills. Expect that you will feel weird and uncomfortable at first, of course. And yeah, we have cheat sheet, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I'll need to see if I'll need to keep using VS Code. I'll be able to switch to NeoVim at work, because that would change things up. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Okay, so closing VS Code, and we have only a few more minutes left because I'll need to go to sleep. And that's that. And I missed chat on Twitch. Big Return Player says hi. Hello to you too. And STXRX777, if you're still here, thank you for following. Ash says, a decent amount, as in he knows a decent amount of Linux. If I don't know, I learn by force and not by choice. Gentoo is a distro I chose for the fun of it, not for the practicality. If you're looking for something more practical, can go wrong with Debian LTS. Yeah, I was thinking about Debian. It's just I need to know how. I guess I'll need to research how difficult it would be to deal with it, because I'm used to working with Ubuntu mostly. Mostly I worked with Ubuntu. I had Pop! OS a little bit on laptop here and there. It was kind of wonky because my laptop was wonky. And that's it, actually. Because the thing I'm looking for is to have compatibility with, running, having easy setup where I can just, have my browser, have this and that, and then just being able to replace the uh, window manager with something else to some extent to start, to be able to do the basic things. I need a browser, I need my terminal, probably JetBrains stuff at some point, maybe basic graphics editing and whatnot. I'm not gonna be gaming on it, and just basic software. So wow, my requirements aren't actually that high, huh? And it needs to support two things Linux doesn't like: Intel CPU and NVIDIA graphics card. And oh wow, I didn't even think about it, because for internet connection, I'm using a separate network card that has dual 10 gig connections for fiber. I wonder how difficult it will be to get that working. Huh. I guess Live Distro would help in deciding on that. 1340 series NVIDIA has pretty good support. Okay, I have 30. We'll see if I'm gonna switch to 50. We'll see the prices, but doesn't seem like it's gonna go well for now. So we'll see. So what do I do now? Because it's nearly end, and I didn't even touch the I haven't even had a chance to touch the actual code. But okay. What the hell was it? This was buffer. This one. And this one is this here. Yeah. Don't change. Don't save changes. Because I know that I wanted to work a little bit on this thing. Where do we have it? Yeah, a little bit on this one. I just want to check a few things. So I'm working on two issues right now. One is to implement the datetime tag, as in with the text variant. So maybe we're just gonna get the decoding tested properly, because I have it already implemented, where if I'm gonna go to decoder, you can see right here, I have the decoder, and it basically, datetime is encoded as a string, so I basically need to read the string, right? So I read the string, receive datetime. I mean, I just have echo, which I don't need here anymore. And then I'm basically parsing it and turning into serial datetime, and that should allow me to just decode this thing. And the thing is that I don't even need encoding for the specific value, because SerialDB always expects, it prefers to have the datetime in a form of like epoch time, how many seconds since the epoch. And it's always gonna send back epoch as well. So this is just decoding, just in case something sends it, and that's it. So this is pretty simple. So the thing I will need to do is basically go to decoder. What was it? Datetime? Yeah, the decoder. So I think I already have something here. So this is decode this value. Is that really a string? Decode CBOR example. Oh, that was an example from the CBOR documentation. So here, and we have the examples of encoded CBOR. Oh, by the way, FNK works on here too. You can have Vim motions in your browser as well with a proper extension, Vimium. So this was tag 0 with that date. Okay. So we have a string like that, but the specific datetime format could also contain time zones. Let's see if there's like date time to ISO online. Is there some kind of tool? Timestamp converter. So we've got timestamp, ISO, okay. And can I just select the thing? Yeah, so let's say that it's UTC right now. I guess this is right now. This is that. But in my time zone, it shows up as the same thing. Doesn't mean that I can't specify different time zone in this format. Or this thing, plus something. So I want to see it with the plus. Because that should be understandable as well and should always convert to UTC on my end, I believe. So let's just get this as an example. We're gonna add this little thingy as another thing to test. So let's say that we're gonna add undo. I wanted to press O and just make it test. Bam. Okay. Come on. N is next. Right? This damn thing is driving me nuts. I have code completion or something. So let's go here. Oh no, I won't see that. Ay, ay, ay. Not this. This shortcut. NVim CMP. Key bindings. So normal key bindings. Oh, this is just an issue in that. I wonder if it shows default key bindings here. Complete abort is Control E. But in my case, it doesn't seem to work. Control E. Nope. So there must be something with LazyVim that has a different key map. Abort or CMP. Completion. Suggestion. Come on. C-N. Not found. So let's inspect this here. We're gonna go to space sk c dash n is basically what the heck? VM. I was just using Control N. Find under subword. No. E. Y. No shortcuts for anything whatsoever. This is rather odd. I wonder if my config is just weird. Maybe I'm gonna revert it back to default quickly. So let's just save this file. And I wanted the super maven. So I was adding this schema here, and this down here is supposed to make things work nicer, but it doesn't. So I'm just gonna go here, and can I do GC? I can. Awesome. So save it. We were dealing with the code date time. Okay, cool. No messages, but hopefully that's the last of it. Okay, so let's append space. It'll be test Control E. Yes, Control E works. Control Y works. Okay. So let's do another example that I can think of. What will be 2023 12 01 or 1212, right? T 05 24 something something dot 051. Okay. But because we had Z here, and then there was this whole idea of the timestamp. So the Z wasn't here. Z plus something, right? It's just 0300. Something like that. I just wonder if I can just the hell. I think I'm back in Vim. If I can just paste this thing here or something. I'll paste it here. Of course it doesn't work. Come on. Copy. Does it work now? Yes. Which settings do you have in your Dependabot YAML? I don't think I have Dependabot set here. Unless you're talking about config. Oh, here, I have Dependabot. Look at that. What the hell did I just do? Dependabot. Updates, package ecosystem, GitHub actions, directory. Weekly. I have no idea what that does. I basically copied one of the templates for the NeoVim language. So yeah, I never did anything with the Pendabot, to be honest. So I don't know what it even does. Something tells me this is like the default Pendabot YAML. So nothing here. So okay, to close this file, space BD. There we go. Okay, I'm learning the motions. Okay. No problem. How are you doing, by the way? Ajay Milton Jr. Okay, so I was able to paste this, and as ISO, it shows this. So it moved the time 3 hours backwards. Okay. So let's do equals this thing. Okay. So yeah. Okay. I can do that. So let's start figuring it out. So I know that wow, those things will be really annoying here. I keep pressing Control E, Control E. It just adds letters. What the hell? So var decoded. So this is var. So I can probably just do decoded is decode. And there'll be some stuff here, right? And then we're gonna have check. Decoded time needs to be serial. So I can just accept that one. And then I need basically the date time to be the same thing. Okay. It's interesting how I can't just accept the whole thing at once. So we have 2024, October 18, hour 6:02, 39, nanoseconds 21, zone UTC. Perfect. So that is good. So now we're gonna add this one, and that should be relatively similar. What the heck? Why is... Oh, because I'm doing Control U. That's what's going on. Undo. Okay. O to go down. Tab to just go to the correct thing. Control Y to... Huh. Very wonky. So, of course, this will go here, and here we basically need to... accept all those and just verify that it actually works. So 2023, December 12 hour. Look at that. Hour needs to be 2. Minute will be 24, 52. Nanosecond 51. And this will be UTC. So that's what it's supposed to be at the end. They should be the same in that manner. So now the craziest part will be to decode, to encode the whole thing, which is like something I don't like doing. Ajay Milton Jr. says, He's doing good. I think NeoVim is great. The macro part is a little bit confusing. It looks like a nice language. It's a nice language, but it lacks tooling, in my opinion. As I'm learning it, it's just I keep forgetting things or just getting into little issues with memory management. But it's mostly due to the fact that I'm not that familiar with a little bit more lower level languages because NeoVim seems to hide a lot of the stuff. But it's just me. I'm unique in that manner. Okay, so this decoded. So how the hell was it encoded? Because we can just go to our CBOR standard and go back to, come on, I want to scroll this part. Types, arrays, big byte strings. We have where are the tags? Tagging of items, standard. Okay. Tag number 0 contains a text string in the standard format described by the datetime production in here and here, presenting the point in time. A nested item of another type or text doesn't match the format. So, do we have an actual description of it? So, data item is just text string, standard datetime string. Okay, and that's it. So, the first will be the same for both of those. So I can just go to here and just say this will be the same, right? Every time. And then the next character will be defining that this is a string with this and that. So let's yank this thing and we're gonna go to here. I'm gonna paste it. That pasted before. So undo, Shift P. Whoa. Not that character. Shift P. There we go. And we can just do the same thing here. Okay. Gosh, oh, that will be painful to watch initially. So now basically the next thing will be the encoded what do you call it? Value. So in theory, I could just start saying that this would be 0B. And we have something, something, something underscore, and then 5 values after that. So it'll be tag. Tag is number 6. So we can just say this is 1, 2, 4. So this will be 1. This will be 1, and that should be 7. That's 6, right? 4 and 2 gives us 6. Perfect. And next thing inside here will be the length of the text. How many characters do we have here? So let's count. So we have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait, did I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 4. So 24 characters. Right. So we need to encode 24. So we have 1, 2, 4, 8. Oh, 24 is already 1 byte, right? Where on earth did I have that? 1 byte. Where do I have definition of 1 byte? Okay, so from 0 to 23 is that. Well, 1 byte is the number 24, I presume. No. Here, 24 is 1 byte. Okay, so we'll need to have the 24 and then another 24 is the value of it. Okay. So we do 24. So this will be 16. 16 plus 8 will make it 24. Wait a moment. No. Wait a moment. What am I doing? 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So 16 plus 8 would be 24. Okay, so just do that. And that should be it, in theory. Okay? Therefore, another one will be, again, we need to do basically 24. So, yeah, that would be just value 24. There we go. Because that's how many characters we have. And then we need to basically get our value and convert string into the thing. Oh, this is so annoying, this scrolling. So I want to select from here to the end. So yank. The end of the thing will be $sign. There we go. So in theory, I should be able to search for UTF to hex. And let's just make sure, yeah, hex hero, that was the one. So I paste this thing here, and we just got the thing. I don't want to add the 0 axis because we don't need that. So we're just gonna copy this thing. 1, 2, 3. I assume it's that many. Okay. So in theory, we have a chance to use a macro. So let's just paste this thingy. Okay. And we're gonna run a macro, record a macro. So I'm just gonna do Q. And what we do here is insert mode, 0x, get out, to the right, append this space, C, and finish the macro. Wait, did I record a macro? Because it kind of stopped doing nothing. Please tell me that I recorded the macro. Yes, I recorded it, but it sucks. Okay, I see. So when I run the macro, I need to go 1 character to the right. So let's do that from scratch. I want to do it properly. So Q, insert 0x, exit. Go to the right, append, comma, space, exit, go 1 to the right, and Q to finish. And now I just did 1 of them. I need to do 23 more. So do 23 at Q. Bam, just like that. Lovely. XX, and we can save it, and this should be correct. And we can reuse that macro on the other stuff too, which is nice. So hopefully this one's gonna work. We just need to yank this value. So I'm just gonna go and do it this way. Okay. Gonna need to convert this one. And this one will be 20. I don't know how many characters. I wonder if we can get like a number from a selection. So I'm gonna just paste it here. And look at that. It shows how many characters we have selected. So I selected 58 characters. So by 2, that will be 25 plus 4. So we have 29 characters in total. Okay, that's not bad, 29. That means that we can grab this one and this one. Let's yank them. And we're gonna paste it here. 29 characters. And because we have 29, we just do 29 add Q. Beautiful. Gosh, I like that. Even with my extremely slow speed, this wasn't bad. Okay, let's try to run those tests. Nimble, test. We might have some errors somewhere. So I might have by accident changed something that I wasn't supposed to, but let's see. Okay, decoder datetime undeclared identifier decoded. Okay, I see. Yep, there we go. So let's just do that. Control N. All the decoded. Oh wait, I actually have them correct. Huh. Decoded. This is the only one where we have a typo. Coded. Okay. Let's try it again. And after that, we're gonna call it for today because I'm way too late when it comes to going to bed. So what do we have here? So we've got an error when decoding. Expect a string for ISO 8601 datetime. While it figured that it's not it, I guess. So why is that? So can I kind of preview what we're doing here? So when we go to decode, right. Somewhere here. So we've got our tag. What did I just do? Down. Okay. So we've got our tag somewhere up here. We decode it. String is this and that. So expect a string for a this and that. Wait, we didn't get a string? Oh, we didn't get a string. We got a tag 0. Oh, what? How? That's from the line 18. Huh. So line 18 is this one. So somehow this is saying that this is a wrong tag. Well, it wasn't a wrong tag here. And this is showing as if this wasn't, because this is the tag is correct, but this isn't the string. Oh, because I'm supposed to be string, not this thing. And what the hell was string? String. There'll be just so many of those. Is 3. Okay, head major string is 3. Okay. So that would be 0, 1, 1. So it will be 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 1. So let's try to run it again. And we should be good. Hopefully. Nope, we're not. But okay, there's progress. We're still at line 18 with that error, but now if we fail to parse this with that format, failed on pattern ZZZZ, whatever ZZ. So basically we failed to decode that thing somehow. Huh. So what about the pattern that was provided out of the box? So let me just grab the one that's provided here and the examples of the thing. Let me mark this as M X for examples so we can get back here easily. Okay, so this part, this thing, what does the code to? Can I do the other way around? No. X2 UTF-8. How about that? Oh, the same tool won't show up. Some random online tool, go away. This is my hex. Zero X. Invalid continuation byte. Okay. Oh, look at that. So this one here was 2013 03 21 T2004 00. And then there was a Z. So what the hell is that pattern there? Because we're doing this thing here with ZZZ. And I'm not sure what that even means. So the thing is that we could have multiple possible formats. Okay, I think we'll need to fix that later. I'll probably do it in my other time. So basically we need to check if this parses, if not, go for another one or for another one. Which is kind of not fun, but I don't know if I'm gonna find an easier solution. I don't know. Maybe there is something better about it. I'm not sure right now. But we need basically variants with and without nanoseconds because they are optional in the format. And we also need to handle the time zone, and I wonder if the ZZZ already handles the time zone. But, you know, we need a nanoseconds. And I don't think just saying N is gonna do anything. Because I don't know an N exists. Then it's gonna make the other one not work either. Yeah, because if I'm gonna go to run again, the first one's gonna fail. Decoder, and this failed at... What the hell just happened? And N is not a valid pattern. So yeah, I'll basically need to look at documentation, do that stuff, but it's too late for now. I need to go to sleep. So, hey, everyone who managed to enjoy this content, consider liking and subscribing on YouTube or following on Twitch. And you can also join my Discord if you wish so. And we'll be continuing tomorrow with this exact project. It's just not as if learning Vim, it'll be just working on a project specifically. So we'll probably be solving this specific problem in the beginning, or maybe I'll have it magically solved already. Who the hell knows? depending on how much time I have tomorrow. So again, thank you for watching. It was fun hanging out with you guys. So that's all. See you around.